I know there's people out there that are saying that's not true. Yeah, it's really true.
They used to have that clock down in Manhattan and everything with the numbers just kept going because of the interest on just the debt alone. And I don't know, I guess the numbers are just too crazy now is why it's not there no more.
Oh, they took it away? Well, you can if you want to see the debt clock, we have it on wearechangect.org. It runs 24/7. You can watch the debt clock. You can call all your congressmen. I got all the links to all the White House everywhere. You got to let your voice be heard, ladies and gentlemen. I know people, what are you talking about? Well, it's more than just watching television and just listening to what they tell you. Okay, you got to go out there and tell them this isn't. They're lying. They're not telling you. You've got to expose them. I don't even watch television anymore. I watch it just for the specific purpose of critiquing it. No other reason.
Seeing the propaganda.
Watching I love it. I mean, it's almost, my wife cannot even stand it, and she likes to actually watch the controlled mainstream media a lot. She likes American Idol and all that shit. I'm like, I can't even believe you. But she's it's just entertainment. But it's mind-controlling entertainment, but it's terrible. But my point is, in the mornings, I drive her crazy because I'm getting ready for work, and she's got the controlled mainstream media on, and I'm just commenting and ranting.
That's what I do too. It's too much.
It's crazy. In fact, I think I'll do a segment. Maybe we should do now we have the radio station. We should start doing a segment. News in the morning, and we'll just literally play the mainstream media news and comment on it. I think nobody's ever done it. By the way, I'm going to claim copyright to that. Okay, that's a great idea. I think we're going to do that. We're going to do a segment, mainstream. Exposing the mainstream news. Yeah. Lamestream news. All right, so we're only up to number 4 there. Number 5 is the government spent over $454 billion on just interest. Speaking of what we're talking about, $454 billion on interest. And in 1981, the Grace Commission report said what? That every dollar of the interest of the money that the IRS collects goes to pay interest. You can't make this stuff up. They're criminals enslaving us. And they'll put you in jail, take your house, if you don't pay them. This is terrorist talk. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget the FBI's listening. I'm sorry. Listen, guys. If freedom and liberty and freeing us from the tyranny of these bankers is terrorism, then I guess I'm guilty of terrorism. I'm sorry. Come and get me. I know the van's waiting pretty soon. They're just going to knock that door down and rip us away. And that's not a joke. NDAA permits it. Unbelievable. Anyway, so number 6, I'm going to get through this without any comments. I'll try. The U.S. government has total assets of $2.7 trillion and total liabilities of $17.5 trillion. If this was a corporation, you'd be bankrupt. Mm-hmm. The liabilities do not even count $4.7 trillion of intragovernmental debt that is currently outstanding. So that would be another $4.7 trillion. So that's $24 trillion. Nice. Beautiful. During the Obama administration, the U.S. government has accumulated more debt than it did from the time that George Washington took office to the time that Bill Clinton took office. How's that? Number 8, it's projected the U.S. national debt will surpass $23 trillion in 2015. According to the Government Accounting Office, the U.S. government is facing $34 trillion in unfunded liabilities for social insurance programs such as Social Security and Medicare. These are obligations that we have already committed ourselves to, but we do not have the money to pay for. That's why it's not going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fraud.
Yeah.
It's a fraud. And they're going to say, we don't have it. Sorry. And then the multitudes of people that are going to die before you get to the age anyway. You'll see that. Cancer rates are down for lung cancer and colon cancer and all these other cancers that have been aggressively attacked since the 90s, and that's wonderful. But guess what? All these other cancers are on the rise, such as pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, kidney cancer, all affected by things such as GMO foods, things such as fluoride. Right, exactly. So this is how evil works. See, I got you guys, you bastards, New World Order scum suckers. I know how you play. We know your game. We can reverse engineer what you do. And we know what you're planning. And this is why. Sure, make it look good. See, these conspiracy theorists are out there. They're saying that everyone's going to get cancer. Look, cancer rates are down. Well, if you look
manipulate the numbers.
But then if you look at the cancer rates from the CDC, I was going to read them before. I had them somewhere from the 1990s, and it's like the majority of people the people at death rates, mortality rates, something like the majority of people die of cancer in the 1990s. The majority of people that died, the death was from cancer. Anyway, so that's a little better now. But the fact of the matter is that there's increases in other cancers, testicular cancer and other vague cancers, because of these radioactivity and shit. They put like cell phones, people wearing their cell phone, women getting cancer in the cervix, because women and men probably carry cell phones close to their bodies for 10 or 20 years, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah,
anyway,
when it's not up against your head,
or when it's not up against your head, getting brain cancer, right, which is again also on the rise, metastasizing cancers. Other estimates that the unfunded liabilities of the U.S. government are now over $117 trillion. Okay? And that's, we're up to number 10. This is just sickening. And according to the Government Accounting Office, the ratio of debt held by the public to GDP is projected to reach 287% of GDP by 2086, if we're still here. That's crazy. 287% debt ratio.
Anybody who... It's so simple. Like, even if you were a young kid in school, just simple 101 economics. I mean, it's impossible to pay this or for this to end. For the final picture to be something good is impossible with this. All this does is just keep going until it's so bad that it pops. And then you start over with a new system. And we're at the end. It's about to pop. There's no way to. There's no way to fix it.
I know, we're only up to number 12.
And they're going to just keep taking our money and you know, to suck us dry until the game is over. And then we're going to be left with nothing. So,
why don't you read a couple of these?
I don't even want to.
You don't want to? It's depressing, but I have to get through this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking a break soon, returning in the second hour with some great additional news and other good coverages, so please stick by. I also have listen, at least I'm going to keep you entertained. I got the great George Carlin. I figured I'm going to put comedy and lightness in the middle of our breaks for a couple of reasons. This way you'll listen and you'll be getting some truth from the great George Carlin and get some entertainment. So it's not like just sitting there and waiting.
A great philosopher too.
He really is, and others. I'll have other things. We're gonna have some for the planned breaks because it's usually only 10-minute break, and we'll be putting a couple of things like that up in the future. They'll be really I'm thinking about putting together a couple of films that we're little segments, short films we'll be working on. We do have a special secret project that we're working on that everyone I think is going to really enjoy. I think it'll freak them out a little bit too, but we'll keep that under wraps for now. Number 13, the United States government is responsible for more than 1/3 of all government debt in the entire world. Nice. Number 14, if you divide up the national debt equally among all U.S. taxpayers, then that's taxpayers, not illegal immigrants or other people. Each taxpayer would owe approximately $134,000. Now, if you add everybody into there, it's $641,000 per person. That's right, per person. That's right. They're going it out as per taxpayer. It's interesting. Mandatory federal spending surpassed total federal revenue for the first time ever in fiscal 2011. That was not supposed to happen until 50 years from now. Between 2007 and 2010, U.S. GDP grew by only 4.26%, but the U.S. national debt soared by 61% during that same period. Number 17, during Barack Obama's first 2 years in office, the U.S. government added more to the U.S. national debt than the first 100 Congresses combined. It's true. Everyone see, this is the thing. The government the president blames Congress. Congress blames the president. It's a joke. It's a shell game. Just like the wars, we're bringing the troops home.
There to just waste your time and talk about that.
We bring the troops home for Christmas, and then right after Christmas and the New Year's, they send 10,000 troops to Israel. I mean, this is what we're going to be seeing until we stop it.